You are now listening to the Pelicans post-game report, Flash Report.
Christian Clark with NOLA.com. Just what has your transition to New Orleans been like, and what do you think about the time you've spent with the team so far?
It's great for me, to be here. It's a big opportunity now to be in New Orleans, new team, new system with a new coach, new players. It's everything new for me. So I'm like a kid, on Christmas. I'm really excited. I'm trying to learn as much as I can for everybody. Try to get used to be around everybody really quick, and it's been great. It's been really easy to be around the guys, the coaching staff, and everybody in the organization. And it's just really fun. And every single day I'm having fun. I'm learning. I'm getting better, and we're competing really good.
Hey, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. Can you kind of describe, for people who aren't familiar with your game, can you kind of describe what you bring to a team and what some of your strengths are?
I'm just going to bring energy. I do my 100% every single day, no matter the situation, no matter what. I'm going to try to help the team as much as I can in both ends, offensively and defensively. Obviously, I'm a pick and roll guy who can play in the post, make passes, and rebounder guy. But I will be able to do whatever the coach needs me and the team needs me to do. I'm just going to try to, play as hard as I can and compete every single night.
Hey, this is Andrew from ESPN. Can you just kind of walk us through, I guess, the offseason process and kind of what led you to come into New Orleans?
Obviously, it was a long off season with this terrible situation that we are living in the world right now. So I was really excited to have the free agency and see where my opportunities can be. And when the New Orleans talked to me on my agent, I think it was a big opportunity to me to keep as a player, as a person, to be around a really good team, to compete for, make the playoff, and be around great guys and great competitors. So for me, having this coach, having this kind of a group of guys in the team, it was something amazing, and I don't even think that much. It was just my first option.
Hey Willie, this is Ali Cosell with the Bird Rights. Before your first practice here in New Orleans, were you familiar with any of the players on this roster or Stan Van Gundy? What did you know about them?
I was familiar with Nicola. Coming from Italy, we know each other back in the days in 2013 when we played a Eurocamp in Italy together. And we actually were roommates. So, like a couple of years ago, 7 years ago now, we are playing together in the same team. And, obviously all those players, Zion, Brandon, Lonson. I actually meet Brandon Ingram a couple of years ago in Barcelona. And coached last couple of years to watching on television, sharing the games. And, it's just a big opportunity. And most of the guys that I don't know, I was trying to talk to them a little bit, like Steven Adams, like Lonzo, like the rookies like Kyra. So for me, it's fun. Like I told you, I'm like a kid on Christmas Day. Try to talk with everybody. With my smile every day. So it's great.
Hey Willie, Christian Clark here again. Zion Williamson and Steven Adams are obviously a big physical combination at power forward and center. What's it just been like playing against that front court a little bit so far?
It's been great, honestly. It's been really funny. I'm a guy who likes to play hard in the post, and fight for the rebounds, and those guys are for sure the strongest guys in the league, and I'm lucky to have them on my team, compete with them every single day, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can from Zion, as much as I can from Steven, who is not only the strongest guy, one of the best centers in the league, and for me it's just a challenge, to play against those guys every single day in practice, to learn and try to teach them something too. So it's been great, obviously it's been hard because they're really strong, but I try to put my body and compete, and I saw that I'm strong too.
Hey Stan, what was it like watching the Heat make that run to the finals last year and their success in the bubble?
They played very, very well. So I think it was a testament to the fact that games are played on the court, not in the media, and not what we all predicted. The games are on the court. They hit a good run. They played extremely hard. They played extremely well together. Eric's teams always play with great confidence. It was a great run for them.
Hey, this is Jim from Pelicans.com. I was wondering, obviously every team in the league is going through this the first time as far as traveling with the pandemic going on. Are there any adjustments that you have to make as far as the plans? You try to arrive in the city later than you normally would? Are there any things that you do differently compared to the last time that you were head coach?
I mean, Jim, everything's different, and especially in terms of game day, with having to do the testing in the morning and waiting for results before we can get everybody together and wanting to give guys a decent night's sleep. I mean, we're not getting together until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we're doing it in the hotel at that time. So not the routine I would like, particularly in an exhibition game. But listen, I mean, I've talked about it since I got the job, and we know this stuff is coming. Everything's different, and you've got to adjust to what it is. Like, you can't. It does you no good complaining. It does you no good making excuses. This is the way it is. You find out what the rules are. You make the best decisions you can, and you move forward.
Christian mentioned the Heat, obviously the success that they have. I know going into preseason games, we hardly ever focus on the opponent because everyone is more worried about themselves. But does it help at all to play against a team that has some cohesiveness and just is at that level? Does it help to play against a team like that in preseason as you get ready for the regular season?
Well, I mean, any game would help us at this point, but I think if you look at our early schedule, I think that it's, you're going to play against good people who play very hard and very together, not just the preseason. So we go Miami, who went to the finals. We go Milwaukee, who had the league's best record. That's our preseason. Then we open at Toronto, who was a champion 2 years ago, second round of the playoffs. Then we're back to Miami again, an NBA Finals team. Then San Antonio, and then the team that finished the regular season last year better than anybody, Phoenix. So, you're going to be playing against very high-level opponents, Jim, early on. I personally like that because it starts to bring you to the level you need to get to very quickly, and it exposes what you need to work on, which I think is helpful for players, and it's certainly helpful for a coach to say, wow, we've got to do something differently here or whatever, and playing against really good teams.
Coach, it's Andrew from ESPN. Do you guys have an idea of how long you'd like to play starters? I know some teams have kind of been playing the first half as if it was a regular game and then doing something different in the second half. Do you guys have an idea of what you'd like to do, and do you have an idea of who your starters are going to be?
I mean, I have an idea on both those things, but I don't know if it's firmed up. We'll play guys pretty good minutes. I'd be surprised if I went beyond 10 guys in the game. And the starters, I would think, will be, 30 minutes, maybe more, maybe less. I haven't totally mapped it out, but we're going to play them. I mean, we need the time together on the court, and we need the conditioning.
Hey, Coach, this is Ali Cosell with the Bird Rights. To piggyback a little bit off Andrew's question, just because you have 2 practice games on a schedule, is that a reason why you're going to basically play your starters maybe around 30 minutes? Do you need to basically place a greater focus on simulating, basically approaching this tomorrow as a regular season game?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we'll play it as a regular season game in that we're not going to. We will prepare for the Heat in terms of some of the things they run that we haven't really talked about yet, actions. We want to be prepared for how we're going to play them. That's more developing our team for the season. But we're not going to game plan. We're not going to try to, when they downsize and they have, say, Myers Leonard and Kelly Olynyk out there together, 2 shooters, we're not going to downsize. We're going to play the rotation that I set out. We're not going to do anything other than our base defense tomorrow. We're not going to make any adjustments to that. So it's definitely not going to be like a regular season game. But the minutes, while they may not be quite like the regular season, they also won't be, it's not going to be the starters playing the first half and sitting down the second half either. I mean, and a lot of it is just we need as much time playing together as we can get. We're in a whole different situation than some of these teams. The Heat just played together 2 months ago, and they've got everybody back, and they're in the same system they were in a year ago. We're in a whole new system. We need every day we can get, every rep we can get, every minute we can get with our guys, and we certainly need the conditioning. So we're going to play guys, yeah.
Hey, Christian Clark here again. A week now on the court with the team. I know you're not here to make any excuses, but is this the least amount of time you've ever had with the team before playing in a game?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, sometimes you don't get much more than that. So I'm not worried about that. Like, again, I'm making every effort to stick to exactly what I said. I mean, I don't have control over the situation and when we play and how many days we get and everything else. My job's to get our team as ready to play as possible by December the 23rd in the time and the format that they've given us. That's my job, and that's all I'm focused on. So would I have liked to have had 10 days, 11 days, to instead of 7 to get ready? Sure. But, that's not the way it is. So, no big deal.
What's up, Coach? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. I know we've talked a lot about who's in and who's out at practice. Do you know going into tomorrow's game if there will be anybody that's not going to play for sure? And just from watching these first few days of preseason games, has there been anything you've taken away as far as how you need to coach or how you need to approach some of these empty arena or semi-empty arena, type of situations?
Yeah, those are great questions. We do know we have a pretty good idea on who will be available and not available, but I'll just leave that to the formal injury report, the in and out report. Some guys we don't know. As far as the empty arenas and stuff, I don't know how to prepare for that. I mean, all we can prepare for is the 94 feet, 94 by 50 that we have some control over. The rest of it will take getting used to for all of us. That's just the way it is. So we've talked about it, but what we've really talked about is, I say it to you guys almost every day, anytime, any place, under any condition. So the conditions are different this year. Play, let's go. Like, I'm not looking for excuses for myself. I'm not looking for excuses for our team, and they're not looking for excuses. Like, if you want excuses, you can find them everywhere this year. Everywhere. There's all kinds of excuses, but who cares?
Coach, this is Fletcher with NBC New Orleans. I have maybe one question on following up on a personal issue with that. How have you been coaching in the mask, given that coaches have to wear masks on the sidelines? Is it an easy adjustment for you? Has it been hard? How do you think you'll coach during the game with the mask on, since this is the first time and maybe hopefully this ends soon, the last time you will ever have to do it?
Yeah, I think it's really, really hard. And again, I think I might have mentioned it a little bit yesterday. I think a lot of times your communications with your players, especially on dead balls, you're not yelling out a play call. You're basically whispering a play call. What they're getting is they're reading your lips and the visual you give. There's no reading of lips now. So, we've got to find good ways to communicate, and we've got to make sure we're on board, especially with point guards, on visuals and stuff, because it's just not going to be that easy.
And you don't try to, I guess, like, play outside of yourself too often. Do you feel like just kind of like that awareness has been beneficial to you in your NBA career so far?
I think so. One thing they have to do in the league, you got to find your niche, and you got to, do that at an unbelievable level. So that's something that I'm trying to do. And, you see guys that have made a long career doing those kind of things. So that's my biggest thing, is knowing what I can do. And that goes hand in hand in helping the team win. Like I said, my biggest thing is I always want to help the team win. And if I'm out there doing, trying to play outside of myself, it's only a negative thing. So with that said, I expected, up to 10 to 12 ISO and post-ups tomorrow, and, to go out there and score 35.
What's up, Josh? This is Will Guillory from The Athletic. I think 35 might be kind of light. That might be shooting a little low. But, nah.
I was talking about 35 shots.
Oh, 35 shots. I got you. So, No, I know Coach said you've been finally be able to go full go at practice the past few days. Just how are you feeling going into the first preseason game physically, and how tough is it, going into a season having to fight stuff before you even start the real games?
Definitely hard. I mean, I really wasn't doing any basketball activity until the end of November, honestly. So this is really my first, 2-3 weeks of actually getting up and down, really getting the ball in my hand, being able to go full speed and do those kind of things. So I'm still trying to get in the rhythm, still trying to get my legs under me and things like that. But right now it's just about just continuing to, get healthy, continuing to listen to, the trainers and my doctor and the program that I'm on strength-wise. So, but with that said, the last several days been feeling good just to kind of get up and down and, just play basketball at a high level.
Hey, Josh, this is Ali Cosell with the Bird Rights. I'm curious, how ready and eager is the team, you think, for tomorrow's preseason game? Like, for instance, how prepared do you guys feel both offensively and defensively?
I think we feel very comfortable. I think we're still, trying to get chemistry and get a feel for everyone on the court. So, we still have that aspect of it. So I don't think it's going to be perfect tomorrow, but we're definitely anxious to get out there and, to see everything, go into a game situation. Obviously, we're out here going hard, being competitive in practice every day. And, some of those things that we're trying to work on, like the habits and the attention to detail, when you see them in a game setting, it gives you even more confidence about, you're doing the right thing, in practice. And I think that's the biggest thing for us. We want to see that, those things translate to court. And, just throughout the whole season, that's what it's going to be. And you get more and more confident because you keep building those habits in practice. So we're definitely anxious, definitely eager to get out there. And, I mean, we haven't played an NBA game in, 4 months, I think, 5 months. So, we still got a bad taste in our mouth about, not doing what we were supposed to do last year.
And Josh, another quick question for you. Yesterday, Stan Van Gundy talked about Lonzo Ball and specifically really loving his communication on both ends of the court. What improvements or what have you seen just from Lonzo, during training camp thus far?
Yeah, I mean, he knows his role and he knows what he has to do, and that's with the ball in his hand and not in his hand. So he's done an amazing job in terms of talking, communicating, get everyone matched up, let us know what we're running in terms of sets and stuff like that. And, you can tell he's getting more mature and more comfortable in it, in himself and being a leader. And I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, he came in to the league pretty young. And, he had a lot of expectations on him. And I think he's really starting to get comfortable in terms of, knowing who he is, being the leader that he is. And it's good to see.
Hey, Josh, Christian Clark again. Just kind of looking at the roster on paper. I mean, it's a lot of guards, it's a lot of centers, not a ton of wings. It just kind of seems like they're really going to need you, to guard a lot of guys who maybe are even bigger than you. Like they're going to need a lot from the rebounding department. What's just kind of your mentality, going into the year, knowing that they're going to need you, to kind of play up at times, maybe?
Nothing new. I mean, if you look at what I've done in terms of the positions I've played in the last, even, in college, that's what I did. I wanted to be a versatile wing. I played, there was times in college where in one game I'll be, running some stuff at the point guard and then we go small and I'm the center. You know what I mean? So that's just something that I've always wanted to do, and I think that's something that's valuable for any team to have someone who's versatile, that can defend multiple positions, that can play multiple positions on the offensive side, and it helps your team just because if say Steven or one of our big Zion or somebody is in foul trouble and we go small, you don't have that void in terms of rebounding and toughness and those kind of things. So for me, it's nothing new. I get excited about those kind of things. I get excited about doing some of those dirty works that don't always show up on the stat sheet, but help teams win. So I'm looking forward to it. And whatever role that they need me to play, I want to be versatile enough to do that.
Just a real quick follow up. You're running a little bit of center at Villanova.
There was some. Hey man, you saw me do. Hey, I did a little bit at Villanova. I did a couple. Go back to my LA clips, man. I did some screening and rolling and stuff like that, man. So, hey, I'm a shooting center. That's what I'm going to be called. I'm gonna make a new position for myself this year.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things New Orleans Pelicans.